would be very hard-pressed to keep up with this offensive machinery of the Miami Dolphins.
And a couple of big mistakes by New Orleans have helped the Miami cause. A fumble after a long pass reception at the Dolphin 2, and a roughing the passer penalty that kept a Miami touchdown drive alive. So at the halftime intermission, Miami 31, New Orleans 10, NFL 86 halftime activities in a moment. We'll be back after these messages from the look at the stats to see just how high-powered that offense has been. Look at the results. 100 yards rushing, only 42 for the Saints, 22 first downs to 8 for New Orleans. And Marino, 21 of 28 passing. Wilson not having that bad a day, 10 of 19 for 158 yards, but he's had some drops.
As you look at the stats, I think the most important one was the 2 turnovers by the New Orleans Saints that took them out of a competitive ball game.
Reves kicks it off, and it's taken by Harris. Harris is up to the 20-yard line, where he's stacked up by the white-shirted Dolphin defenders. The special teams coverage led that time by Dan Johnson, the reserve tight end who has a touchdown grab to his credit today.
You ask me, what does New Orleans do to get back into the football game? I think the first order of business is to take the football now at the start of the second half, drive it and score. That way they'll get back into this ball game. They have to send the Dolphins a message right now that they haven't quit. Remember the way the game began. The Dolphins took the opening kick and scored. New Orleans came right back to drive 80 yards and score. Reuben Mays. Mays takes it across the 30 for a first down. Bud Brown, the free safety, makes the stop. And so Jim Mora and company saying, even though we're down 31-10, let's go to our main offensive weapon, Reuben Mays. That's right. You said it. The principal attack person in this offense has to be Mays. Good blocking, stutter step on the other side. Look at Chuck Comiskey looking for people to block. Does make a good block, number 66 right there. Reuben Mays picks up the first down. Mays had 157 yards a week ago against New England. And gets the call again on this first down play. Takes a couple of tough hits and falls forward shy of the 40-yard line. Offerdahl and Brown sandwiching him. But he got a gain on the play of about 6 yards. I think obviously Jim Mora, you take a look at the graphic there, Jim Mora is trying to establish control of this game once again. There he is with the headset on and no cap. That's Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator, with the cap on. The way you establish control is you gain control of the football game by running it. Wilson will go to the air this time, and he's sacked. The first sack of the game is credited to George Little. That's his 3rd of the season. Little, the 2-year veteran from Iowa, 6'4", 278 pounds, and he collapsed on Wilson that time. One of the few mistakes Dave Wilson has made today. You can't hold this football when you're down by as many points as the Saints are. You have to throw the football away. There's no one open. Just throw it away. Don't take a sack like this and lose that kind of yardage. Appeared that he looked at his primary receiver, a secondary receiver, tried to pick out a third, and when he was covered, he just should have thrown it away, but he took the loss, and it sets up a 3rd and 11. It's complete right at the first down marker to Herbert Harris. It'll depend on where they spot the football. William Judson on the coverage for the Dolphins, and it's right at the first down marker. I thought they got a bad spot by the official. He appeared to have another half yard. He may have picked it up nonetheless, but it wasn't a good spot. All right, now here you go. Dave Wilson looking out to the left for Harris. Good protection right there. Hilgenberg keeping Martin away. Now watch it. Looks like his knee is right there on the 42, but they give him a spot at about the 41. Chains across from the far side of the field to stretch out and see if the Saints did get the first down. It's 3rd down, so this is a critical measurement for New Orleans, trying to get back in the game. Down 31-10 in the opening seconds, opening minutes. Just did get it. Of the 3rd quarter. So by inches, the Saints keep their drive going. And while they take the chains back across, we'll update you on the score. Still 14-7 in Washington. The Bengals leading 7-0, and 14-10 Cleveland. Those two are staying neck and neck in the AFC Central.
Denver, Kansas City, a 10-10 game. Doug Flutie is in action for the Bears as they have a big lead in their game. Wilson's got his man. It's Tice. Tice has a first down and rambles to the 35-yard line of the Dolphins. Fry and Brown caught up with Tice, but he took the first down pass from Wilson for 23 yards.
The best pass play all day long in the Saints offense has been that crossing pattern. The Dolphins are dropping into that deep zone, protecting that lead of theirs. There's Wilson patiently waiting for Tice to clear the linebacker. Picks up another big gainer. They're making huge yardage on those crossing patterns.
Spot the ball at the 34-yard line of Miami, where New Orleans has a first down. Reuben Mays on the pitch. Gets a block on the corner. Touchdown! From 34 yards puts the Saints on the board. The Saints, on their opening drive of the third quarter, get a touchdown, and Buford Jordan was the man that put a good block on the corner to enable Mays to get outside.
Look at those statistics by Reuben Mays. Drafted in the third round. Has to be the most surprising performance from a third rounder this year. Averaging 8 yards a carry in this ball game.
And Morton Anderson gets the extra point, so the Saints score on their first possession to make it 31-17. 3rd and 7. Marino's pass is a floater, incomplete. I think batted away at the line of scrimmage. So the Saint defense does its job, and now New Orleans about to get the ball back as they fight to get back in the game. Dana McLemore will go deep for the Saints as Roby is on to punt on 4th down.
The last time Roby punted, the Saints came very close to getting near Roby. Let's see if they don't go for the football. It would be a big play right now if they could block this punt.
They're coming. And Roby got it away. A line drive kick. McLemore at his 19.
There's going to be a clip there.
Flags all over the place. 3 flags down. An obvious clip right when McLemore caught the ball. And a pretty good return is going to be nullified by a senseless block. He was already by that man.
One thing you're taught ever since Little League is if you can see the numbers of the man, if you can see the numbers on his back, don't touch him. Brett Maxey agonizing because he knows it was a foolish attempt at a block.
Jim Morris says, what else can happen? Just when they had the momentum going, another mistake, a key mistake, could cost them. Roby's punt covered 55 yards.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 39 on the receiving team. First down. Time is out.
Well, they called it illegal use of the hands, but it's still a costly penalty against the Saints, who will have the ball when we come back, down 31-17.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
See, Grandma, Cuddly Cat's got a radio in his tummy. Grandpa, I bet Sad Puppy would cheer up if he had a good home.
This year, lots of Petable Portables are finding good homes because they're huggable outside with real radios inside. In fact, no home should be without one.
Thanks, Grandma.
Or two.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Petable Portable Radios from $11.95, only at Radio Shack.
The game that counts, the pressure mounts, the kickoff's almost here.
Right now on the way.
Now you're
Let's
talking football. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Now you're talking Stroh's. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
This is where we make the new 3M surgical clipper by Remington. Hospitals are now using this advanced product, replacing blades, to shave patients for surgery safely and comfortably. You can also benefit from Remington's advanced technology. This charger stand keeps the Remington microscreen rechargeable continually charged. It never needs a cord, and it shaves as close as a blade, or your money back. And the Lady Remington rechargeable also shaves without a cord.
Now, lowest price ever on Remington microscreen cord shaver.
On 1986, they called him a turncoat.
And he knows he did it. Oh! McLemore takes a pretty good shot, too, as flags were flying everywhere. More laundry on the field than on some of those residents of Bourbon Street we saw last night. Ruben Mays gets outside. Big gainer to the 45-yard line where Bud Brown chases him out of bounds. 32-yard run by Ruben Mays. 6 times this season, over 100.
You see how important your first drive in the second half is? You establish the momentum in the second half, and you show something to the opponent. We're not giving up. Watch Comiskey, number 66, leading Ruben Mays. I've always wondered how 300-pounders run right along with speed.
He did.
Well, he outran him eventually, but Ruben Mays has the hot hand for the Saints right now.
120 yards already, and we're 10.5 in the third quarter. This is Buford Jordan who gets the call to give Mays a little blow, and he takes it for about 3 or 4 yards. John Offerdahl got a piece of the tackle. Excuse me.
Ruben Mays is also so smooth. He looks effortless as he gets on the outside. And I think that's one of the things that's deceiving about Ruben Mays is the way he glides, and he has very deceptive speed. This man can outrun people.
Mays just taken in the 3rd round. He said in college they ran the veer offense, and that the scouts didn't see the things he could do, the instinctive moves he could make, the blocking he could do, the pass receiving. That's why he wasn't taken to the 3rd round. He was a real find. Here he is again. That time he stacked up after 2 yards.
Remember this also, he's still a Canadian citizen, and he grew up playing an inferior brand of high school football, which is why Jim Mora said as he plays and as he experiences this level of competition, he'll be better.
Big 3rd down play coming up for the New Orleans Saints. 3rd and 4 with the ball just shy of midfield at the Saint 49-yard line. Wilson, pass too high, intended for Hobie Brenner. Overshot him. Jackie Shipp was right there covering him, but another pass that could have been caught.
Dave Wilson has to make those plays. I think that ball was not thrown well. I think Wilson knows it. He should have put that ball where Tice could have had it, picked up an easy first down, keep this drive going. Such a great run by Ruben Mays was wasted that time.
Brian Hansen will punt on 4th down for the Saints. His first one covered 44 yards. And Ellis got nothing on his return. Short snap, a fake. First down. Del Rio takes it for a first down at the Dolphins' 45-yard line. Jack Del Rio, the reserve linebacker, 2-year veteran out of Southern California. He carried it 16 yards for the first down before Kozlowski could make the stop. That's a play we saw them practice on yesterday.
That tells you something about Jim Mora's head being in the football game. We talked about Mora matching X's and O's with Don Shula. Excellent coaching call right here. Dolphins truly expecting the Saints to punt. Jack Del Rio, now look at him try to make a move right there and take it all away, but he doesn't do it. Picks up a big first down.
I think he ran it even better than he did in practice yesterday. Mays looking for room, not much there. John Offerdahl makes the stop. There's Del Rio. He's Bobby Hebert's roommate. There's been a lot of grumbling between those two about lack of playing time, but he picks up a key first down on that carry.
I think after you have a big play like that, Tom, the crowd's behind you, you got to come out and you have to throw the ball deep. You have to look for the big play, the crowd insider, to put everybody back into the game, keep the momentum on your side. Now he's forced to throw the football.
Mays got 3 yards on that last carry. It's 2nd and 7 from the Dolphin 32. Wide open was Brenner, and Wilson missed it. Brenner was wide open inside the 30, and Wilson couldn't find him.
One thing you like for professional quarterbacks to do is be able to rise to the level of the competition. Wilson is not throwing the football well right now, and this is when they need him.
This pass just into the turf, short of the intended receiver. 3rd down and 7 for the Saints, who trailed the Dolphins 31-17 with 7:38 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And remember, that one pattern that the Saints have been successful with is that crossing pattern.
5 defensive backs in for the Dolphins. Wilson goes deep. Incomplete, intended for Mike Jones in the end zone. He had double coverage. Judson was the man that made a stab at the interception.
Mike Jones was well covered on that play. Wilson was hurried. I think the man that was wide open was number 80, Herbert Harrison, coming back underneath that pattern, but Wilson decided to go for it all. Down at the bottom of your screen now, you see number 86 go inside. You'll see number 80 come back across the field wide open. And here's Mike Jones. 3 Dolphins right there.
Morton Anderson to try a 50-yard field goal. And it's no good. Off to the left as Anderson looked at it. And so the Saints come up empty after the fake punt got them a crucial 1st down. Still quarter, and the Dolphins with the 1st down. Marino off the hand of the intended receiver, Mark Duper. Pass a little behind him.
That's a pass you expect Mark Duper to hang on to, though.
It'll bring up 2nd down for the Dolphins. A recheck of the scores. Giants now up 10 on the Redskins. Cincinnati adds to its lead, and Cleveland still by 4 over the Bills. Kansas City 17-10 over Denver. Doug Flutie in action, and the Bears flanking the Bucks. As you see the remainder of the score. Marino. This one complete for a 1st down. Complete to Clayton. Johnny Poe takes him down, but Clayton made the 1st down reception.
Dan Marino rolled left on that play, threw 30 yards across his body. Watch the deep secondary. Top of your screen, you can see how deep the cornerbacks play on these wide receivers. Now Clayton comes back to the football. Only Marino can make a play like that.
It covered 14 yards. Clayton came into today's game needing 75 to go over 1,000 for the season. Duper already over 1,000. 1st down at the Saint 46, or the Dolphin 46, excuse me.
He dropped that ball.
We'll see how they rule it. Duper, did he trap it? Did he catch it?
I think instant replay, if they use it, will show that he did drop this football.
Still no ruling.
We won't see it from this angle. You see something bounce right there, but I saw it.
And they will rule it incomplete.
Watch this angle here, top of the screen. There it is right there. And then you see the ball fall right out.
Looked like his hand came down first, and then the ball came down as well. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Dolphins. Nathan eluded one tackler and took it into Saint territory to the 49-yard line. Frank Warren, reserve nose tackle, responsible for the hit there. Lorenzo Hampton picking up about 5 yards.
The key for Dan Marino is that all day long he has never really had 3rd and 9 or 10 or more. He has always had 2nd and 6, 7, 3rd and 3 and 4. And with the offense that they're running, those short passes out of the backfield, it's almost impossible to stop those people from catching the pass for 3 or 4 yards.
Double wide receivers to either side. As he released the ball, And Nathan couldn't hang on to it. Ricky Jackson was there with Nathan, and Warren was putting the pressure on Marino. In fact, 73 Warren hit him just as he released the ball.
That was a big play by Frank Warren. Watch it. It'll go to the left of your screen. Tony Nathan is going to come over if Marino has just a second more time, but he doesn't, and he knows it because Warren is right there, and even still, Nathan had the ball against his chest, couldn't hold on to it.
Good pressure by Warren. Dana McLemore will receive Reggie Roby's kick. There's McLemore standing at his 10. Trying to get this big crowd back into it. A near sellout, about 700 tickets short of a sellout, right at 69,000. Again, a wobbly snap, but Roby gets it off, and a sailing kick. They'll try to down it. And it'll reach the end zone for the touchback. So Roby's kick makes the end zone, and the New Orleans Saints will put the ball in play from their 20 as we come back. 6:08 to play third quarter.
The pass is dropped on him. I don't think Miami can afford right now to become conservative. And the Saints, they have to use Mays and throw the football deep.
Here's Mays. That's the pitch they've been using effectively, and the Dolphins defense it well. Mays only gets 2 yards. George Little, the defensive end, fought his way outside to stop Mays.
I think one thing that the Miami defense is confident with is that they don't feel the Saints have a wide receiver that can beat them deep, that can really threaten them deep. So therefore, they're willing to give up the short passes and play defense and keep everything in front of them and hope to contain Ruben Mays.
Mays got 2 yards. It's 2nd and 8. A lot of shifting there in the offense for New Orleans. Tice comes to the left side, and now Jones in motion. Here's Mays. Made a little move to get outside, and he's going to come up about 2 yards short of the first down. David Fry and Glenn Blackwood forcing Mays out of bounds.
Ruben Mays is giving those Dolphin linebackers a workout. Watch it now, coming to the bottom of your screen.
And he's chased out of bounds, which means that it'll be 3rd and 2 for the Saints. Mays up to 134 yards on the day. 31-17, Miami lead with 5:20 to play in the third quarter. Flags down. Mays has the first down. It looked like Miami might have been offside. George Little jumped just before the snap, and so the 5-yard penalty will give New Orleans a first down. Chuck Studley, the embattled defensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins.
Brought a philosophy to the Dolphins that was somewhat different from what the Dolphins had been used to playing defensively. Dolphins were primarily a zone defense in past years. Studley has always been a man-to-man pressure kind of a defense. Maybe philosophically, it's taken some time for the Dolphin players to adjust to his style of play.
Is it difficult to adjust from one season to another to a different scheme?
I think so, no question about it, particularly defensively.
Wilson goes deep. Herbert Harris drew double coverage downfield and unable to catch up to the football. Bud Brown and Renee Thompson had him covered well. Harris, the first-year player out of Lamar, who played in the USFL. He had 4 receptions coming into today, made a big catch in the first half, remember, and then fumbled down at the Dolphin 2-yard line.
The reason why the Dolphins cannot afford just to disregard the run is because of the presence of Ruben Mays, who can outrun that secondary.
2nd and 10, 5 defensive backs for the Dolphins. Mays surrounded and run out of bounds. Bud Brown led the defensive charge for the Dolphins, and where Mays was getting outside earlier, the Dolphins seem to be respecting that play a lot more, and they've kept him under containment here the last few times.
Well, the key to running outside, as you look to the right of your screen, is the block at the end of the line of scrimmage. Are those people being contained? Now, that wasn't such a good block that time by Chuck Comiskey on John Offerdahl. Therefore, Offerdahl got outside, contained Mays, and the play wasn't successful.
3rd and 5 for the Saints. They're at their own 38-yard line, trailing 31-17. 6 defensive backs in the game for the Dolphins. Wilson under pressure completes it right at the first down marker. The catch made by Mike Jones, and they'll see if they mark it enough for the first down. They do. Mike Smith hit him and drove him back, but forward progress enough for the first down. Heads up play by Jones, knowing how much he needed to get the first down.
Good experience move by Mike Jones, who we told you before spent some time with the Minnesota Vikings, has good hands, knew exactly where he was on the field. Now I think is when you have to look to getting something deep. You have to have somebody on that offensive formation that can threaten the defense deep.
From the Saints 44, New Orleans with a first down. Mays still on his feet and is covered just shy of the 30-yard line. Once they get him past the line of scrimmage, he is very, very explosive.
Very slippery runner, very instinctive. He moves and he glides, and he has that outstanding speed. Look at those statistics for today.
That one was 22 yards as he asked to come out of the game to get his breath.
All right, number 36. Good block by center Steve Court, number 60. Buford Jordan with another outstanding block. You saw that off-balance move by Mays. Good balance, continuing to pick up yardage.
First down, New Orleans at the 34 of Miami. 3:10 to play in the third quarter. Miami leads 31-17. Buford Jordan plows straight ahead. Takes it inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line, taking Jackie Shipp and Bud Brown along with him. Inside 3 minutes to play in the quarter.
You take a look at George Little, number 99 on the Dolphins defensive line, and Mike Charles, some of those big people that weigh over 280 pounds. It's very warm inside the Superdome. That offensive line is beginning to take its toll on that three-man front, and therefore the Saints are beginning to rack up the yards rushing.
High formation. Dalton Hilliard is the tailback. Buford Jordan the fullback. This is Jordan. Dives inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Again, that offensive line opened up a big hole for Jordan. And he appears to be shaken up. Jordan is hurt. And we'll take a look at the scores. That big game, the Giants against Washington. The Giants had more to gain here, more incentive perhaps, and I'm surprised at the margin of score. 24-7 now. Many think Washington playing the best football of any team in the NFL, and the Giants putting it to them at RFK Stadium. Cincinnati and New England, 10-7 lead, a must-win game for the Bengals, who trail the Browns by a game in the AFC Central, and Cleveland with an 11-point lead on Buffalo at Rich Stadium. Kansas City still keeping its hopes alive, 17-10 over the Broncos. These are all third quarter scores. Look what the Bears are doing. We haven't seen much offense out of them lately, but Tom, Zach, and Flutie had the engines working today, and they're up 35-0 on Tampa Bay, which has really been going downhill of late. Minnesota 19-6 over Green Bay. Detroit and Pittsburgh are tied 17-17, couple of erratic teams. Philadelphia 10-3 on St. Louis, and Atlanta leads Indianapolis by 6. Well, be sure to stay tuned for our second half of our doubleheader coming up. Most of you will see the San Francisco 49ers take on the New York Jets. Others will see the Oilers meet the Chargers. Check your local listing here on NBC Sports. Dalton Hilliard looking to throw. Now he's going to run it. And he takes it to the 15-yard line. Hilliard actually threw a touchdown pass earlier this year. He's attempted 3 passes, completed 1 for a 29-yard touchdown. They practiced the play yesterday, and he looked like he wanted to throw it here, but couldn't find anybody.
He was looking for Eugene Goodlow, number 88. Watch, right there. He can't get it off, and watch the determination now to make something of nothing by Dalton Hilliard.
Hilliard, second-round draft choice out of nearby LSU. He was the 8th running back taken in the draft this year. Saints have dominated the rushing game in the third quarter. Wayne Wilson takes it close to the 10-yard line. George Little stops him. Wilson, the 8-year veteran out of Shepherd College in West Virginia, signed as a free agent after he'd been released earlier. If you go back to a year ago, he was the leading rusher for the Saints. 1983 was that last meeting. The only win in the series for the Saints. Miami leads the series 3 wins to 1. Third down, 4 yards to go for the Saints. Wilson will pass. Oh, wide open was Jordan, and he couldn't hold on. He was absolutely wide open. Reggie, they just can't get over the hump.
Well, with 26 seconds left in the third quarter, this will be a play that the Saints will remember. There is no one out here in front of Buford Jordan. If he holds on to this ball, he might even score. Watch it now. Right on his hands. He can't hold on to it. They have to settle for a Morton Anderson field goal attempt. That hurts.
30-yard field goal attempt by Anderson. He missed that 50-yarder, but as you saw, had hit 16 in a row, and one of them in this game.
Offense, you need to come away from there with 7 points, something the Miami Dolphins and Dan Marino do very, very well. Dave Wilson isn't as fortunate in this past situation. Here it is once again, coming to the right of your screen, number 23. Wilson throws an excellent pass to Jordan. All he has to do is catch this ball and run for 6 points.
Drop passes have been the nemesis of the Saints today, and actually throughout the season. Wilson has had a lot of passes dropped, and the fans sometimes don't take that into account when they look at his statistics. 13 of 27 today. How many of those incompletions have been dropped, Reggie? I know
oh,
at least
my
3 or
goodness.
4.
Yes, a lot of those passes. I mean, he should be up around 20 out of 27, really, when you think about it. So many of those swing passes have been dropped, short passes over the middle. But he's been imperturbable. I admire the way he has hung in there and played football, and he's coming back and he's leading this team, and that's what a quarterback is supposed to do, provide some direction. As you see Dave Wilson talk to number 3, Hebert.
From the end zone, you see the alignment as Morton Anderson is set to kick off. Ellis is deep for the Dolphins. Good kick by Anderson. Ellis takes it 6 yards deep, and he'll down it there. Miami goes on offense. They have managed only 23 yards of total offense here in the third quarter, and yet the Saint offense has not been able to take advantage of the Saint defense's improved play.
I think the Dolphins have suffered from just a relaxed mental perspective about this ball game, thinking that they had it under control. You can never do that in the National Football League. Dan Marino went off the attack a little bit. I think you're going to see him back on the attack, and when they're on the attack, they throw on first down.
17 seconds left in the third quarter. 31-20 Miami lead. They run on first down to Hampton, and he's got nothing. 1 yard to the 21. And the clock will tick away to end the third quarter of play. Sam Mills, the inside linebacker, stopped Hampton after a gain of 1. So that's the end of the third quarter of play with a score in the first half. But in the third quarter, it was a completely different story as the Saints took over on ball control. And they have shut the Dolphin offense down. Only 24 yards in offense in the third quarter. Marino, Clayton, and a first down for the Dolphins to the 39-yard line. Ricky Jackson stopping Clayton with help from Johnny Poe, but it was a Dolphin first down to Clayton, the 4-year veteran from Louisville.
The Saints are using a 4-man rush now, hoping to hurry Marino some so that they can cover a little closer. You see Marino, as all quarterbacks do, go down after they release the football.
Mark Clayton, who has over 3,000 career receiving yards, two-time Pro Bowler, and starting today, despite the shoulder separation, Bennett plows ahead for a yard or 2.
The one change in the Dolphins' strategy in the second half has been now they are running the football on first down. Now, the reason why they're doing that, of course, is that they have a lead and they want to run some time off the clock.
There's Clayton, 83, who made the first down grab a moment ago. Bennett comes out of the game now. Clayton with his 200th career catch on that last one for the first down. 200 career receptions for Mark Clayton. He needed 4 today, and that was it. Marino under pressure throws it to a receiver that was pretty well covered, Tony Nathan. And Maxey is able to stop him, but there you saw the ability of Marino under pressure to thread the needle with the pass.
Watch in the middle of the screen, number 99, Tony Elliott is pressuring Marino. Seems like a rejuvenated player since that penalty earlier on in the game.
Looks like he went to the chops again one time. He was penalized for that earlier in the game.
He didn't do it flagrantly that time.
3rd and 5 for the Dolphins. Big defensive play for the Saints if they hope to continue their comeback to get into the game. They trail by 11 with 13 minutes to play. They're showing blitz, but they don't come. And Marino finds his man for another first down. This one is to James Pruitt.
I can't tell you how...
Tony Nathan, excuse me, Nathan.
I can't tell you how impressive a throw that is. Marino threw the football before Nathan ever came out of the break. He had that ball sailing up in the air. It was timed perfectly. What else can you say about number 13, Tom?
It's all been said many times, and what is scary is that this is just his 4th year in the league. Drive continues from the 45 of the Saints. Marino under pressure. Look deep, nobody there. Good coverage. He finally ducked it off short and incomplete. Woody Bennett was the intended receiver, and Tolles was putting on the pressure.
If Dan Marino has one more second, Mark Duper is 20 yards behind the secondary for a touchdown. Let's watch the pocket protection here. Tony Elliott is a mean man. He's putting his hands in everyone's face. He got Lorenzo Hampton that time.
The Dolphins annually lead the league in fewest sacks allowed. Much of that due to Marino's quick release, but they still do a good job of protecting him. Marino rolls for time and sails it out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10 coming up.
Now here's what you do when you don't have a receiver open. You play this game long enough to know that you can't take a sack. Watch Marino just throw it away. See, throws it out of bounds, doesn't take the yardage loss that comes about as a result of the sack. Now he comes back and has an opportunity maybe to pick up a first down.
It's 3rd and 10 for the Dolphins, and they get that receiving core in. Duper, Moore, Pruitt, and Clayton. And the Saints respond with their nickel defense.
One of the few times in the game, Tom, that it's been 3rd down and 10 for Miami.
Plenty of time. And complete to Mark Duper. It'll be close to the first down. Antonio Gibson stopped him, and I believe a little short of the first down. It depends on the spot. Duper says first down. But the official says 4th down. The ball is at the 36-yard line of the Saints. And the Dolphins on 4th down are going to go for it. They send in their 2 tight end formation. Hardy and Johnson are both in. You saw the distance needed on 4th down.
He didn't make it.
Lorenzo Hampton stacked at the line of scrimmage by James Haynes, the outside linebacker, and the Saints take over.
I think the fit is becoming a little bit too tight for Don Shula right now. He has seen this happen all too often in 1986.
Shula and his offense have been held in check here in the second half.
Watch the charge of the people in the black shirts. They get into the backfield with penetration. On a fourth down play like that, everybody gets down underneath the offensive lineman.
First down then for the Saints. They start from their own 36-yard line. 11:05 remaining. Saints down 31-20. Wilson's got a man. It's Mays. Mays. Good running. Just short of midfield. A first down for the Saints. That one covered 14 yards. Mays shows us his receiving ability there. And when he gets that ball, he can do a lot of things with it.
The Saints defense stopping the Dolphins gives the offense a lift. They've got the crowd on their side, and they've got Ruben Mays on their side. Watch it now as he looks upfield and makes the good cuts. Always heads outside, then looks back inside, picks up positive yardage on every carry.
Ball rests right on the midfield stripe where the Saints have a first down. Martin in motion. Wilson will put it up. Complete. Tice. He's got another Saint first down. Offerdahl took him to the turf, but Tice gained 15 yards, and the Saints are smoking on this drive. 2 nice completions, 2 first downs.
And for the Saints, the script is the same. Ruben Mays, somebody else. Ruben Mays, someone else. No matter who else they go to, in between that player, it's always giving the ball back to Ruben Mays, number 36.
Saints took over after the fourth down missed conversion by Miami on their own 36. They've advanced it to the Miami 35. Mays inside the 30. He got 5 yards on the sweep. Shipp and Sauché took him down.
So that's the pattern I'm talking about, Tom. It's almost as if they're allowing Mays to rest on the field in between plays. He's had such a burden. He's carried 18 times, 166 yards. It's warm down on that field. The young man has to be tired, but they cannot disregard him. If they're going to win this football game, this man has to handle the ball.
He's used to handling it in college. As a junior against Oregon, playing for Washington State, he rushed for 357 yards, which is an NCAA single-game record. Wilson's got it. Complete to Jones. Jones with a first down at the Dolphin 15. 16-yard gain. Don McNeil made the saving tackle.
No doubt about it, you can feel the Dolphin defense sagging right now. Mike Jones has been hot on this pattern all day long, coming back across the field, makes the good catch. First down at a 15-yard line.
Mays takes it to the 10. Glenn Blackwood manages to grab hold and right into the turf. But Mays picked up 5 more.
Mays told us yesterday that he hadn't been used to, at Washington State, running out of the I formation. Watch all of the good moves here that he sets up the blocks with. There's one. Here comes another. Stutter step. Watch. Good move right there. Freezes the defensive back, Glenn Blackwood, and then picks up additional yardage until they bring him down on the outside.
2nd and 5 from the Dolphin 10. Mays straight ahead to the 6. It's going to be 3rd and about 1 or 2. Chuck Studley continues to ponder the situation, the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins. Wilson getting the play called from the sideline. Clock on the move. It's down to 8 minutes to play in the game. The Dolphins lead 31-20. And the Saints faced with a 3rd and 2 here at the 6-yard line. There's the situation.
It has been in this situation in the 3rd and 4th quarter where the Saints have faltered.
Give it to Mays. And he's got the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Saints. Brian Robinson stopped him short of the touchdown, but it's hard to stop Ruben Mays. He's going to get a yard or 2, it seems, every time he touches the football. In fact, averages almost 5 a carry coming into the game.
Watch him with total disregard for his body, flying through the air, still maintaining possession. That's the most important thing, and that impresses me about Ruben Mays, that he's out of control at times, but he maintains possession of the ball.
Nearly 200 of the Saints total. First and goal. Wilson will pass. Flag down. Tice has got it for the touchdown. We'll check the penalty marker. I'm surprised they went to the air there, and he threw it in a crowd.
Well, he's coming off the field as if it's against the Dolphins, and it is.
Nearly 70,000 fans have seen the Saints get back into it in the second half. Tice gets credit for the touchdown grab. The penalty was against the Dolphins.
Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Holding call against Fred Robinson declined, and the Saints get the touchdown.
And the way Dan Marino and his offense were operating, what the Saints have done here in the second half is simply astonishing.
Morton Anderson will try to get the extra point. It's been 2 different football games. The Dolphins won the first half, but now the Saints are on a roll. 7:03 to play. It's 31-27.
My new Olympus is the only autofocus SLR with a built-in flash, like this. In case I want to shoot, like this.
The new Olympus OM77AF, the only autofocus SLR that does it all.
Imagine the power of 2 great computer companies coming together as one. Resources not just doubled, but raised to the power of 2. Introducing.
To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. By Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by Sony Video 8, the system of the future. Weigh the evidence at your nearest Sony dealer.
Morton Anderson's kick sails out of the end zone, and the big crowd of 70,000 right in the game as the Saints have made a terrific comeback in the second half. Tom Hammond and Reggie Rucker from the Superdome, 6:58 to play. Here's the score that made it 31-26.
It's a play-action fake. They're trying to hold the linebackers. They do. Coming right across the middle, right in the middle of your screen, is John Tice, number 82. Good pass from Dave Wilson for the touchdown.
Morton Anderson's extra point made it 31-27, and Dave Wilson has directed the Saint comeback in the second half. They have outgained the Dolphins 300-39.
And Dan Marino has to throw the football on first down. The Dolphins have gotten away from that, and it has hurt them.
This is the best offense in the NFL, and they keep it on the ground to Hampton. He's got 3 yards to the 23. Antonio Gibson stops him. Reggie, they keep it on the ground.
This is perplexing. The Dolphins were almost impossible to stop. They were throwing the football on first down. Dan Marino was completing passes at will. The Saints were out of the ball game. Suddenly now, they've gone conservative. They're running the football. They're not picking up good yardage on first down, and it has really given the Saints new life.
Marino has passed for 240 yards, but not many here in the second half. Tony Nathan in at a running back replacing Bennett. It's Nathan and Hampton. Marino tosses complete. No gain on the play for Tony Nathan. Gibson smelled that one out from the start. Gibson hobbling a little as he gets up.
You know, sometimes when you go in a locker room at halftime, a defensive coach will say, you know, it's not anything that we're doing that's hurting us. We're just not doing it well enough. So what I think is happening here, as you look at the play by Antonio Gibson, is that the Saints are just out executing the Dolphins defensively.
Gibson still hobbling as he sets up on defense for the Dolphins on 3rd and 6. Marino's pass is incomplete. Good coverage over there by Dave Waymer. Waymer was all over his man, and Marino had to throw it away. This Saint defense has played a roused football in the second half when it looked like in the first half they weren't even going to show today.
They have begun to erode some of the confidence that Marino had the first 3 quarters in this football game. They are covering people all over the field, and they are tighter on the backs coming out of the backfield so that Marino really doesn't have an outlet pass.
Roby has had a good day indoors. From field level, Roby smacks it away. High, towering kick. McLemore takes it at the 27. Trying to get outside. And is finally stopped at about the 33-yard line. Andy Hendel made the stop for the Dolphins as the Saints try to keep that offense going. 5:16 to play, and Miami leads.
I don't know. What are you going to do?
I don't know.
I'd go to college.
Me too.
If I had the money.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
You don't want those fries.
What are you going to do, Jack? Eat your way to college?
Really? I'm going to college on the new GI Bill. You serve full-time in the armed forces or part-time in the reserves, and you earn a lot of money for tuition.
The new GI Bill.
Are you using that pickle?
Now for young men and women in the armed forces. It's a great place to start. See your local recruiter.
So the issue is clear. Sony Video 8, the system of the future, or VHS-C, the compromise of the past. Now, as we've seen, the new Sony Handycam with autofocus and zoom gives you a measurably better picture, far superior sound, twice the recording time, and on Sony video cassettes, your memories are safe. While on VHS-C, they could be fleeting. I rest my case.
The Sony Video 8 system. Judge for yourself.
This baby will blow the doors off anything on the road, just like a BMW.
Isn't she a beauty? BMW would build one like this.
You think BMW has advanced technology? Listen to this.
Your door is open.
Huh?
For about $22,000, you can own a BMW 325. Or the hollow feeling of having settled for less.
Searching here for predictions and there for analysis? Oh, the dilemma of choosing the right pregame show. We at NBC Sports suggest you give as much thought to choosing a pregame show as you did when saying, I do. Possibly more. NFL 86, the one you'll choose.
Tom Hammond and Reggie Rucker from the Superdome. 5:16 to play. The Dolphins leading 31-27. But in the second half, the Saints have outscored them 17-0. And the Saints have the ball with a first down on their own 34-yard line.
Ruben Mays, 21 carries, 177 yards. I would believe he would be the first person to touch this ball.
And he is. Takes it to the 39-yard line. Got 5 yards. John Offerdahl, rookie against rookie, gets the tackle.
Tom, he's picking up 5 and 6 yards a carry every time he handles the football. I don't know whether the Dolphins defense can withstand that kind of pressure from that running back, and he is making all of the players around him better than what they are simply because he's so good.
When you pick up 5 yards on first down, it enables you to do a lot of things from there on, like give it to Ruben Mays again. And he takes it to the 46-yard line of Miami. Bud Brown and Renee Thompson take him down, but he got 15 on that run.
You're watching the makings of one of the next great rushers in the National Football League.
Dolphins reeling on defense as the Saints continue to apply the pressure. Clock ticking down to 4 minutes. First down, New Orleans at the 46 of Miami. Mays. That time, Reuben gets about 3. T.J. Turner, the defensive end, stopped him, and Mays slow getting up. 201 yards now. He's over 200 for the day. Mays walking slowly to the sideline. We'll take a look at the scores. You see that the Giants continue to lead Washington 24-7. Joe Gibbs has never lost a game in the final 3 of the regular season as the Redskin head coach. Wilson's pass complete. Eric Martin makes a clutch reception at the Dolphin 20-yard line. Bud Brown covering on the play. Martin makes the catch for 21 yards.
And any quarterback in this league, if he has the benefit of a Reuben Mays in the backfield rushing the football, he's going to be an effective passer because you have that double threat running and passing the football. You've had too many options for the defense to defend.
Eric Martin, 2-year veteran out of LSU, the all-time leading receiver in the Southeastern Conference, gives the Saints a first down at the Dolphin 20. 2:45 and kicking. Mays. Not Rivets. Dalton Hilliard, another LSU grad that's in the game. And Hilliard totes it to the 15. Bud Brown stopped him there. Here's Hilliard.
Hilliard, who is about 215 pounds on a 5 feet 9 inch frame. Churning and very powerful young fella. If the Dolphins do not get a turnover, they will not stop this rushing attack of the New Orleans Saints.
Hilliard, as you see, is out, and Mays is now back in at that tailback spot. And here's the handoff. He's hit just as he gets the ball and is taken down. T.J. Turner, the rookie out of Houston, with a big defensive play for the Dolphins as we come to the 2-minute mark. 2-minute warning in the game. Timeout here at the Superdome in New Orleans. Miami leads 31-27, but New Orleans looking to go in for a chance to win it.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes. 1972 desperation time for Dallas in the playoffs. Trailing San Francisco 28-13, Roger Staubach comes off the bench and hits Billy Parks on a nifty one up the middle. After a field goal following an onside kick, Staubach is back with a perfect strike to Ron Sellers in the end zone. The miraculous Cowboys score 17 points in the fourth quarter and steal a shot at the championship from the 49ers.
Thank you, America, for doing all you can. Thank you, America, for lending them a hand. For helping out, then pitching in. For coming through, you make it work for them.
Find out who raises money through recycling and save your cans for them. Aluminum beverage cans today, aluminum food containers tomorrow.
Thank you, America. Recycle all you can.
Reggie, win or lose, it's been a great Saints comeback, fueled by Reuben Mays, who has 202 yards. The last guy to gain that many against the Miami Dolphins, in fact, 203, which is the record, was a guy named O.J. Simpson. That puts him in pretty select company.
Certainly does. One thing that the New Orleans Saints have to be concerned with now, scoring too soon.
Well, the way they've shut down the Miami offense in this half, I'll tell you what, it's been a team-wide comeback. Both the offense and the defense have played much better here in the second half. In Miami, as you pointed out, Reggie, perhaps got a little too conservative. And certainly not able to get the offense cranked up as they had it to start the game.
Well, there are 2 minutes left in this ball game, and I know Don Shula, the thing that's on his mind is he's saying, well, listen, I don't want these guys to score and use up all the clock, so he's probably hoping that if they score soon, so he'll have enough time to retaliate.
Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. 2 minutes to play. 3rd and 4 here for the Saints. Wilson got his man. Jones to the 6. First down, New Orleans. William Judson kept him out of the end zone, but the Saints will have it 1st and goal. Clock on the move inside 2 minutes and down to 1:41.
Pattern that's been very successful all day long, a crossing patterns. And there's Mike Jones once again making the catch as he's done all day long when the Saints have needed it.
1st and goal, New Orleans from the 6-yard line of the Dolphins. Miami leads 31-27. Reuben Mays. Stopped at the 1-yard line. Mays got out of bounds to stop at 1:11.
They're standing on their feet for Reuben Mays here in the Superdome. Coming right at you. Look at the good blocks. Comiskey, number 66, leading, but Mays doing it all on his own. Just shy of the touchdown. that might be a good sign because now they can run the football and use up the clock.
The ball is spotted just inside the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from that point. Flags down. Big discussion here. Mays was in the end zone. Illegal motion against the Saints. That nullifies a touchdown.
Yes, and when you're inside the 20-yard line, 2 people in an offensive formation cannot move at the same time. They call it a
illegal motion. Really. 2 offensive players moving at the same time. 2nd down.
So it was Reuben Mays himself that caused the penalty.
And a 5-yard penalty in the scoring territory like that is more destructive than you can imagine. There it is once again, both guys moving. John Tice was correct. Reuben Mays was wrong. That penalty hurts more in this area of the field than anything else because there's not a lot of room to operate down here.
2nd and goal from the 5. Mays got it only to the 4 as the clock rolls down to 1 minute.
If I were Miami, I think I'd start calling timeout.
Hendel makes the stop. Clock stopped with 57 seconds left. So this one about to come to a stirring conclusion in New Orleans. 57 seconds left.
How much longer till we get there?
About 20 minutes.
Anti-lock brakes, internationally patented suspension, uncanny control. Conventional luxury sedans are built to survive accidents. The BMW 528e is built to avoid them.
Let's see if they're okay.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
We got Billy just what he wanted. The Radio Shack 4x4 off-roader. Look at it take those hills. And Terry got the off-road champ. Look at her go. And guess what Mom got?
Okay, kid.
Lunch is ready. And me, I'm the flashy type. Always wanted a Ferrari.
Radio-controlled toys for kids of all ages from $11.95, only at Radio Shack.
The way I see it, people used to know about nature, respected it. Then they figured they'd try to make it better. Take beer. Can you imagine why anyone would want to add anything artificial to something that just comes naturally from ingredients like grain, water, barley, hops? Neither can Coors.
Reggie, the mental mistakes can hurt a football team so much.
This is so critical because the Saints need a touchdown. They cannot win this game with a field goal. And the further you back yourself away from that goal line, the more difficult it is to get in.
3rd and goal for the Saints from the 4-yard line. 57 seconds left. Miami leading 31-27. Here's Mays. He's going to be stopped. Mays is stopped for a loss on the play. The clock continues to roll. And now they stop it with a timeout. The Saints take a timeout to stop the clock. They have 1 timeout left, 47 seconds left. That's the play that has been so valuable to them all day, but the Dolphins were ready for it.
This Bud's for all that you do.
Say, landscaper, tomorrow college. Dolphins need pressure more than anything else. Maybe a backside blitz by a cornerback.
Wilson. No good. Incomplete, intended for Harris. The pass intended for Harris, and the Saint comeback falls short.
Harris had given Wilson a lane. I think Dave Wilson reacted a little bit too quickly. He bounced that ball in front of Harris. Let's take a look at it. You see pressure now coming from the left side of the screen. The pocket is crushing a little bit. on Wilson, but he has ample time to throw the ball, but he just did not throw a good pass there. That play, Herbert Harris was open in the end zone, and it was Dave Wilson all the way who just didn't get the football there after playing so remarkably well.
Jim Mora, who is...
His hair turned gray, didn't it?
Overnight on one play.
Wow.
Saints have one timeout left, so the Dolphins will just try to kill the clock here. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the New Orleans Saints and the National Football League is prohibited. Clock stops with 36 seconds left. In Reggie, the Dolphins dominated the first half, looked absolutely flawless on offense, and the Saints have dominated the second half. But that one critical mistake, the penalty, nullified the touchdown, ironically, by the man who had gotten the Saints back into it, Reuben Mays, who has set a record today for a Saints running back with 207 yards, and yet it was the penalty on he that nullified the touchdown.
We talked about the physical burden that Reuben Mays was under, carrying the football as much as he did, providing the bulk of the offense. You wonder sometimes what kind of mental pressure a young player is under to perform in a situation like that, and it was just the absence of a moment of concentration there that cost him this football game.
And here's the rookie.
He's consoling the other guys
on his team. Tell them to keep their head up.
Well, he certainly can keep his head up. He is a fabulous football player, and you never like to lose a game, particularly one that you could have won, but I think there are big things in store for these New Orleans Saints and the Jim Mora and his staff.
Marina kills it, and the Dolphins will hang on by the skin of their teeth to record this victory. They looked super in the first half, but in the second half, it's been the Saints that have dominated the play. And Reuben Mays, a record-setting performance today, but will come up 4 points short. Time now for our Budweiser MVP. And in a losing cause, it'll be the rookie Reuben Mays, who rushed for 207 yards, which is a New Orleans Saints record. So our MVP today is Reuben Mays from New Orleans, and Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected today. Dan Marino and company hang on to win as Dave Wilson leaves the field after a comeback that fell 4 points short. Miami wins 31-27.